Hello, friends. Welcome to Squared Plans, where creative planning and organization comes to life. I'm Stephanie, and today we're going to be sharing 5 creative planning tips to help you design spreads you'll love. I'll walk through the process with you while designing my health layout for the week. So come play with me. The first thing you want to consider when setting up your planner is what is going to be your color scheme. Usually, that will be guided by the stickers that you choose or the specific style of spread you're trying to set up. So, for this week, I have looked into this sticker book and decided that I want to use this honeybee theme in this color scheme. So you can see there are a few colors that I can choose from to pull out from this sticker book. And I think what I want to actually use are some of these floral stickers mixed in with the honeycomb. Definitely want to have that honey color and probably pull out this red because I like the contrast of the honey and the red together versus more of the brown and golden tones. I think that will just look nice to have those two colors. When picking your color scheme, be sure that you are limiting your color scheme as well. There are other colors I could definitely pull in from here, including the green from the leaves, adding a third color. But even though there is green in these stickers, the predominant colors are where you want to keep your focus, unless you want to minimize a color in the stickers. For example, say I was just using these florals and I liked the red and the green, but didn't really like the yellow that much, even though it's part of the sticker, I could focus in on that as well because there's quite a bit of green. But for the most part, you want to stick to no more than 2 colors. 3 if you're very ambitious and very skilled in color schemes, but 2 is really a sweet spot, specifically if they have a nice contrast. Now, one thing I will note about a color scheme is that this is a shade of yellow and this is a shade of red, but they're both warm tones. So sometimes colors are close enough where you can get away with having multiple shades of a color in your spread, but still keeping to a 2 color scheme. Like I said, I think I want to pull out the red and the yellow. So I am going to pull from my stash, first off, of course, the stickers. Usually next, I go to washi tape. I've already searched my stash for washi tape in a similar color scheme that I think will work with these tones. So again, kind of that reddish brown tone, which this washi looks more red when I pull it out. And then the yellow honey tone, again, kind of looks a little bit better when I pull it out. Then I also have some washi tape in my stash that has similar colors with this yellow and kind of the deeper red brown. So again, more shades of the same colors, but still sticking to that 2 color theme. So we'll see if I can pull some of this in. I also am picking up some lighter orange tones in the floral. So I may bring this in as well. It has a nice honeycomb pattern, which I thought would tie well with the bee theme. So we'll see if this one works. This one is almost adding a 3rd color, but because it's a gradient of color with these 3 colors in, and it's fairly close to the brown-red tone, I might be able to get away with it. I'm really going to stick with these 2 colors as my main focus. So I have the washi here. It doesn't mean I'm going to use it all. I just like to have options when I'm developing a spread as well. I always like to have like a solid tone of washi in the color scheme that I'm working in, and then also have some pattern or textured washi as well to add in. And in this case, these are both in the color scheme, but it could be some added texture, which we'll talk about more in a bit. I also saw that I have these overlay ink tapes from Narrative Hues in my stash, and I noticed that the colors were a pretty good match to the colors I'm going to be using here. So I pulled those in case I want to add a bit more color to some areas. These are great for layering over pre-printed text or layering behind like my stat stickers, which I usually use in my health planner. So I've got these on standby in case I want to add those in. Finally, I thought it would be really nice to have some background options in case I really want to saturate the spread with color. I have this washi tape roll with kind of like a craft paper color, which I thought was very close to the honey color. Maybe I'll bring this in, but it does have a black text on it. So it depends on if I want more texture or not. If I don't want this much texture, I've pulled out my craft sheets as well. This is sticker paper, but in a craft style. I have a bunch of this, and this could be great as kind of like a solid color background as well. Finally, I like to add quotes in with my spreads. So I saw that I had this pad of kind of handmade paper quotes that I thought might tie well with the theme. Color of the paper kind of varies between warm yellows and cool yellows, as well as a couple of other tones. But I was thinking if these work out, maybe I'll bring in a couple of these as quotes. So this is what I'm thinking. And I pulled all these, and of course I have my stat stickers, which I'm just going to use the plain black ones for this spread, but I do have a rainbow of colors available. I pre-print these just off of my computer onto some label paper or label sheets, which are clear, and then I use those on the spread. So I do have some that are in rainbow colors, and I could have pulled like yellow and red versions of this, but I think the black will be fine because there's still quite a bit of black on the spread when you set it up. Okay, so now that we've got the color scheme kind of locked down, next let's actually set up the spread and talk about how to approach the design. The first thing you want to think about when you are approaching the design for your spread is functionality. How are you going to use this spread? And then think about how you can design around it. So I personally always put 3 different things on each day for my health planner. So each one will contain my stat stickers, a space for a food log, so what I ate in a day, and then my workout tracking as well. So whatever workout I did, how much time, and the total calories. So I need to have space for those 3 things on each day to make this spread functional for me. Now, if you are using just a regular vertical layout, you may only need to put to-do lists on your spread, and therefore you might not need as much space for functionality and can go a little bit more crazy with your decor. If you are more functional in planning, whereas you have to-do lists and you have appointments scheduled, and then you want to have a small hourly schedule, let's say, on each of the days, then you want to be more conservative with your decor. Any way you plan, you do want to keep function in mind in order to use the spreads to plan as intended. Okay, so like I said, I have 3 things that take up, I would say, maybe 2/3 of the day each day. So I need to keep that in mind, that I have maybe 1/3 of the day where I can really play around with decor, and that's going to be part of my guidance as I design the spread. So this is the next part of it too. When you are putting things onto your spread, you want to balance them out. And there's a couple ways to balance out your spread. So you can do a symmetrical spread where you do whatever you do on one side, you do on the other, and that way it balances out like even scales. That is good, but that can get kind of boring after a while. So if you really want to make things more interesting, I suggest balancing with triangles. If I'm putting something in this corner, an example of a triangle shape that might work with this would be to put something along this edge and then maybe something along this edge so that there's a triangular shape here with this corner piece. That balances out because you're putting something on the top, you're putting something on the bottom, and you're putting something on the side. So you're covering the thirds of the page, if that makes sense. So let me go ahead and make that happen, and so you can see the design and how that would work. So here you can see how it feels balanced. Without it, it doesn't feel balanced. If I had just put 1 and 2 and left this big open empty space, there is no balance. But by adding this piece here, even down below, there's still a triangular relationship, but this one just looks a little bit more interesting and still creates kind of like an awkward or a lopsided triangle. I like that better. It just seems a little more interesting, and it does my rule of top, bottom, side when you're doing that, or side, side, center. That's another one I like to do, is side, side, center, if you're doing that kind of triangle. So again, that's one way to balance it. Like I said, you could do this symmetrically, like 4 corners would also balance this symmetrically. And you could do just one thing too. So like if you wanted to do a big column down the center, that's your one thing. You don't have to worry so much about balancing because it's centered. Or you could do just the sides or just the top and the bottom. And that's a way to keep things symmetrical. But I like to add a little bit more interest. And I feel with that rule of 3s, if you keep things in 3s or 5s, odd numbers, that will help you create more interesting spreads than if you just stick with even numbers and balancing things out left and right. Okay, so that is for the baseline of these stickers. So let's start playing with how these stickers are going to go onto the page. I think we can put another floral here, or maybe something longer on this edge to balance it out triangularly. So let's talk about my next tip as I finish setting this part up, which is, when in doubt, cluster. I'm having a little bit of a balancing issue with the honey pot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a cluster of boxes with this honey pot. Like I said, kind of when in doubt, cluster. So we're clustering these stickers together. And I feel like we can kind of add to this cluster a little bit too to make it more interesting over there. So I will do that. And let's go ahead and add in some washi next, and then we'll round everything out. So the good thing about washi is one, it adds color. So that's something to keep in mind, but it can also add texture. That is my next tip, is to think about texture when you are designing your spread. We've already brought in a little bit of texture with these honeycombs. Think of texture as like a repeating pattern of smaller things. This creates texture because it's like a repeating pattern and fairly small in scale. The florals and things do create texture in a sense, especially because they're smaller and not like large florals, mainly through the leaves, because it's got that repeating pattern and it's got the small little items of the same thing over and over, creating texture. To make your spreads more interesting, think about adding texture, especially if you don't have much on your spread. This one is pretty laden with texture, which is great. So I don't need to be as thoughtful with adding more texture in. More so now is just going to be filling up some of the gaps I'm seeing in my spread where I want more excitement, more decor, and then bringing in more color. But washi can add texture as well if you feel like you are needing texture. In that sense, this orange washi here adds quite a bit of texture with this small repeating pattern, again with the hexagons. So if I was short on texture, I'm going to keep saying texture and pattern, you guys. So if I was short on it, this would be a really good choice to add to it. But I feel like we have a lot going on with the honeycomb and the leaf patterns here. Plus we also have a sort of repetitious pattern with the boxes being over and over again. So I think we're going to be okay on texture and won't need to bring that in. That said, there is some washi tape here that has a subtle overlay of texture on it, but is mainly solid color, which I think is a good fit for this, that it brings a little more interest, but doesn't overwhelm the spread. Okay, so we've talked about choosing a color scheme, keeping function in mind, balancing the weight, clustering, and then adding a little texture. Those are the 5 main tips that I think will really help bring your spreads to life. Also, too, as a bonus, we're going to talk about white space as well. There is such a thing as leaving space for the eye to enjoy the decor around your spread. So just keep that in mind so you don't go overboard with decor and fill every little nook and cranny, unless that's what you're going for. There are spreads that I really love that do that. But for the most part, white space is your friend so people can appreciate, and you can appreciate, the clusters and the elements that you've created and put together on your spread. It gives a chance for the eye to wander and enjoy versus feeling overwhelmed. And that's going to do it for us, friends. 5 tips for decorating your planner in a fun and creative way, but also with some style and design built in. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Also, too, go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch, and think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. Bye!